we got bounce back. If you a real one, then you know how to bounce back.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming a video about my childhood stories, my scary childhood stories of how I was haunted or insane, either one, but I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so this entire story starts when me and my mom and my dad moved into an apartment. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, and basically the hall that went to the bedrooms was like a T, and on this side was their room and on this side was my room, and they were facing each other. The doors were facing each other. So when we moved in, I absolutely hated my room. I would not go in there, and you know, my parents would try to force me to go in there. They'd try to force me to sleep in there, and whether it was because I was a brat or it was because I was just scared of this room, who knows? I honestly remember it as me being terrified. So one night, my parents kind of got fed up of me trying to sleep in their bed all the time, because I'm pretty sure it was like a twin or like a little bit bigger than a twin, maybe like a queen. So I didn't really fit well with them, and you know, they were like, she needs to sleep in her room, and they ended up forcing me to sleep in my own room. And how they did that was my mom wrapped her body around me in the bed and like laid with me until I fell asleep. Well, that night she ended up having a really scary dream that I will get back to later. Long story short, she did not make me sleep in that room anymore. Not that it mattered, because we didn't really live there for much longer, as like if I can recall correctly. But my mom and my dad broke up and we moved out of that apartment, and I think we lived like a couple of places before my mom met my stepdad, and they had a kid, and then we moved into the house that they currently live in right now. So we moved into that house. Everything was normal, or so I thought, until I was about 10 or 11. I did have other paranormal experiences, but nothing to do with the house. One night when I was probably about 10 or 11, I tried to fall asleep, and I ended up having sleep paralysis. And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's basically where your body's asleep but your mind is awake. And it was terrifying because I had no idea about this and I had never heard of it, and I thought that like I was dying. I'm laying there and I'm stuck and I'm unable to move, and I'm looking around the room, and all I see is faces that are like clear faces. Like I can see the background behind them, but they look like very scary demon faces or ghost faces, something you'd imagine in nightmares. And I also see a creature that is crawling around the room. Imagine a person wearing like an all black latex bodysuit, like no holes, nothing, and they're very deformed, crawling around the room. That's what I think it looked like. Well, the sleep paralysis stops, and like I'm able to move again, and I'm freaking out, and I run to my mom's room and I tell her about it. She was like, oh, it's just a nightmare, just go back to sleep. And I was like, okay, it's just a nightmare, it wasn't real. Well, this ended up happening a couple of times, and it stayed that way for about a year. Sleep paralysis ended up happening to me 3 or 4 times a night for an entire year. I didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't think there was anything I could do about it, because like I had a phone at the time, but it was like one of those little flip phones. You couldn't just like Google what sleep paralysis was, not like you can nowadays. But I had no idea. There was no help or no resources that I could look up and find out, you know, how to fix it. So I thought this was normal, and I dealt with it. I didn't really tell anybody about it because I didn't want to seem, you know, crazy. So after about a year, I couldn't do it anymore. I kind of freaked out, and I went to my mom and I told her I'm having all these bad dreams and I can't take it anymore. And specifically, one of the dreams I would have after sleep paralysis was a man sitting in the corner of my bedroom, which wasn't my bedroom, it was the apartment bedroom, and I'd be sitting on my bed, and there would be a man in the corner sitting on like a stool, and he'd be staring at me saying,
I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna kill you.
And ooh, sorry, it terrifies me. He would look at me and say,
I'm going to kill you. and there's nothing you can do about it.
And he would just taunt me, and like I'd be stuck in the bed and I wouldn't be able to move. I would just be like frightened of him, you know? Well, I told my mom that I kept having sleep paralysis, and I wasn't calling it at that time because I didn't know that was the name of it. I was just telling her that I couldn't move and I kept having bad dreams, and she just didn't take me seriously. She just kind of, you know, brushed it off because, you know, kids have nightmares, and she probably thought I was overreacting because I was a drama queen as a kid and teenager and adult. I ended up one day telling her about the man in my dreams, and she asked me to describe what he looked like, so I did. And when I did tell her, she looked shocked. She looked like just completely like baffled. And she ended up telling me that when we lived in the apartment, that night that she like held me to go to sleep, she had the dream of a man sitting in the corner telling her that he was going to kill me, and basically there was nothing she could do about it. The same exact dream that I kept having for over a year. She still didn't take it that seriously. She thought it was weird. She thought it was like creepy, but I don't think my mom was very religious at that point. I think she's now, but she just kind of brushed it off as something really weird that happened, and I had nothing left to do, so I ended up calling my super duper religious aunt Cindy, and she told me to pray every night and that she would bring me holy water and come down from Corpus, where she lived, to bless my room. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. And I started praying every time I had sleep paralysis. While I'd be stuck there, I would try to mutter the words to Our Father, Hail Mary, you know, so on. And it helped the sleep paralysis. It helped me snap out of it really quick. And the only thing it didn't help with, though, was the creepy dreams of the man. So I kept telling her, and I kept telling her, and eventually she came down one day when I was going to spend the night at my dad's house. She was going to end up staying in my room, sleeping on my bed, and while she was there, she was going to bless the entire room. She ended up blessing the room, blessing every entryway, blessing me, you know, doing a bunch of prayers over me, and then sending me off to my dad's. Well, when I stayed there, the next day I came back home, and she told me that the night before she felt extremely uneasy in my room, and she just felt like something was watching her the entire time. She also ended up having bad dreams that night, just like horrible night terrors. She said it really scared her, and that when she woke up, she automatically blessed my room again, and then the feeling seemed to like go away. Well, it did go away. My sleep paralysis and the bad dreams of the guy went away for about 3 months. But when they came back, they were a million times worse. I will probably make a part 2 to this video because there's a lot more that happens, and if I put it in now, the video would be way too long. So if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up or comment down below what you think on the entire experience, you know, just your thoughts or your opinions. I'd love to hear them. I'd also love for you to subscribe if you liked the video and want to hear, you know, a part 2. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys like, subscribe, and stick around for more. Bye! Gross.
Last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. Wake up every morning, by the night I count stacks.